Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, there is a plethora, and I mean a plethora of news that I want to bring to y'all's attention. I was at the gym this morning and I checked Twitter and it was like news. So there's tons of things I want to talk about. First and foremost, some Star Wars Outlaw news that I'm personally excited about because I've been waiting for this to drop. Secondly, we have some Elden Ring news. Some people might think it's bad, but personally, I think this is a good take for them to do. And then third, we have some Fallout, yes, Fallout information, and I will get to it. That's the most random thing today. And then the last and big thing I'm going to be talking about is some Metriod Prime 4 news. So if you're new around here and you like what you see and like what you hear, be sure to drop a like, hit the follow button, and subscribe. Do all the good stuff. And if you're reoccurring and you've been around the block a couple times, I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. But without further ado, let us just jump into this pool of information. So starting off with the Star Wars Outlaws Twitter page, finally came out and said the Star Wars Outlaws demo is now live on Switch 2. Play for free today. Explore the iconic planet of Tatooine as Kay Vess with her loyal companion Nix by your side. Now, I have been covering Star Wars Outlaw stuff since I've done a few things on it, not since the start, but I've said time and time again that I think Ubisoft wants Star Wars Outlaw on the Switch 2 to be the best version of the game it can possibly be. I have a video coming out tomorrow with, I believe it's title update 3, and they have polished more and more things. So when I saw this, I was done at the gym, I saw this, and I immediately went on to the Nintendo website and downloaded this to my Switch 2. I am so excited to play this game. As I have said previously, and if I haven't, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I've really been curious about this, but when it first came out, there was some discourse online, so I didn't really bother. But now that it's on the Switch 2, I honestly might give it a shot, and if the demo is good, then I'm locked in. So let me know down below if you're going to be picking it up. If you have picked it up, what do you think about it? And if you're going to be trying the demo, I would love to know what you think. Feedback, good, bad, the ugly, all around. I don't really know anything about this. I've been kind of keeping away from spoilers because I know I want to try it. So going into this with a semi-fresh take will be good for me because it won't sway my opinion. But I mean, it's Star Wars. I'm a bit picky when it comes to Star Wars, but lo and behold, that's the first bit of news for today. Super cool, but let's move on to bigger and better things. So Stealth here on Twitter, Bandai Namco and From Software announced the Switch 2 version of Elden Ring has been delayed to next year. Additional time is required to optimize the game's performance. Now, I don't think this is a bad thing. Obviously it is, but long term, I think this is good. And I say that with all due respect. I think it's good for the game because they can take the time they need to make sure it's optimal when it comes out, rather than it come out and it's a mess and then they have to optimize as they go and then it hurts sales and everything. But over here on Gamasu, if I'm saying that correctly, publisher Bandai Namco and developer From Software have delayed Elden Ring Tarnished Edition for Switch 2 from its previously planned 2025 release window to 2026. Now, it was very bold of them to say 2025. I remember that when they said that, everyone was very happy, and then as time went on and we didn't hear anything, everyone's like, where's the game? So for them to come out and just finally say it, good. Not in like a malicious way, but good because, again, now the game can have more time. From Software said that it determined additional time is required to optimize the game's performance. Elden Ring and its expansion, Shadow of the Earth, are currently available for PS5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So again, I think this is good. I do think that the game will come out and it'll run very smooth. I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Gamescom that people tried it and they weren't too happy about it. But again, I think this will be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. I tried Elden Ring on my Steam Deck and it didn't run the best, but I'm hoping this version runs super smooth. So over here on Nintendo everything. Fallout 4 announced for Nintendo Switch 2. I tell you all, when I read this, when I heard this, I was flabbergasted. This is crazy news. The fact that Fallout 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, but it's not even like that's not the cherry on top. Fallout 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It's just been announced. The game launches in 2026. Fallout 4 originally released a decade ago. Nintendo Switch 2, pardon me, is getting the anniversary edition, which includes the main game, 6 expansions, and over 150 Creation Club items. And if I'm not mistaken, it includes the mods as well. This is crazy news. This is crazy. This is so random for a what? For a Thursday. For a Thursday. It's insane to me that they just dropped this. There is so much news happening today that it's hard to keep up, but this alone is crazy. For those who haven't heard about the action RPG previously, check out the following. I'm sure if you have, you've probably seen the show, you've probably played the games. I'll leave links to everything down below if you want to check it out. Please feel free. There is also a trailer. I'm excited about this. I remember, I think I tried Fallout 4 long time ago when I was a bit younger, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. I haven't tried it since, but this will definitely get me back into wanting to try it. And I mean, with basically all the expansions, if I'm not mistaken, and over 150 Creation Club items, kind of crazy in my opinion. So this is a huge W for Nintendo. But moving on to probably the biggest and most exciting news that I think came out today. So over here, stealth again, new unlisted Metroid Prime 4 ad from Nintendo called Power Up Your Holidays. It shows off a new boss and makes it clear that Metroid Prime 4 can get up to 120 frames per second. I have been saying it for a while now. If I haven't said it on here, I've been saying it to colleagues and friends. Once Pokemon is out, the advertisement and hype train for Metroid Prime will begin. And lo and behold, here we are. So if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 that came out today. I'm gonna see if I can try and find the other one, but I mean, it's gonna happen. People are thinking next Thursday there is also a Nintendo Direct for Metroid Prime, but like I said, I think the hype train for Metroid Prime 4 is starting. So get on board, have a seat. We're going on a ride. Here's the second one. A second new unlisted Metroid Prime 4 ad showing off the mouse controls. Marketing for Metroid Prime 4 could start to ramp up pretty soon. Again, so that's the new boss right there, one that we haven't seen. But I want to bring y'all's attention to something that came out, I believe, a couple of days ago. I don't know the website, but again, I will leave links for everything down below. So I'm just going to be reading off everything. Feel free to grab a snack. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Nintendo Switch 2 edition. The new chapter of the legendary Metroid Prime series arrives in an exclusive edition for Nintendo Switch 2, taking Hunter Samus Aran to a totally new and visually impressive world. On this journey, Samus will not only explore alien caves and ruins, but will also explore wide territories of Viros using a powerful motorcycle called Viola, an innovation that redefines the mobility and combat of the franchise. So this is basically going over new things that we haven't heard or seen. And there's a lot of things in here that I think are pretty cool. And if I'm not mistaken, I have heard that the amiibos do something. I don't know what they do. I think I've heard that the Samus one gets you a different suit. The Viola one can do something else. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. And then the Silux one, if you use it, you get like memories or flashbacks. I'm not too sure. But getting into this, a vast world to explore with bike Viola. The surface of Viros is composed of several biomes: humid forests, scorching deserts, polar regions, and ruins covered with fog. Viola allows Samus to travel long distances with agility, in addition to serving as a powerful moving weapon. During battles, the bike can be used for both defense and dodges, as well for high-speed attacks. It's not just a means of transportation. Pardon me. It's an extension of Samus's own costume, explains the creative director of the project. So we have obviously the attacks that we've seen, but there's one right here called Echo Projection. Leaves a residual image capable of confusing enemy sensors. So basically like a shadow clone, if you want to get all nerdy in anime, but it pretty much like a mirror image of Samus to fool people. I think that's pretty sweet. We haven't seen that, so that's cool. We've also seen the defensive energy barrier shield, I assume when she does the Akira slide. That's that. Turbo mode, ghost boost, increases speed for a limited time, allowing you to cross enemies. Rotary energy attack. We also have here Samus's new psychic abilities. A bit on that. While exploring the ancient ruins of Viros, Samus discovers traces of a lost civilization and receives the so-called psychic power. This mental strength allows you to interact with alien structures, control ancient machines, and even manipulate gravitational fields in combat. It is a power that requires concentration and also brings risks because it affects the body and mind of the heroine. That to me says that if you ever played Metriod Prime 3, if I'm not mistaken, you go into like hyper mode and like shoot phase on everywhere, but then it would really take a toll on you. I assume this might be the same thing. I'm not too sure, but it's very interesting to see that if she uses the psychic powers a lot, it could take a toll on her. So that's cool. Forest, desert, and ice, the living biosphere of Viros. Each region of Viros is home to its own ecosystems full of mysterious creatures. In tropical forests, there are bioluminescent fauna and predators with active camo. In icy caves, crystalline species emit sounds that reverberate like songs. In the deserts, sandstorms hide underground colossi. So we could be in the desert, sandstorm hits, sandstorm goes away, next to you is a giant colossus worm thing. I don't know, but that's also really cool that it does sound like the planet's alive and each biome isn't just gonna be rinse and repeat, different enemy, or pardon me, same enemy, different skin type of thing. So that's also cool. Unexpected enemies and allies. During her mission in Viros, Samus will find both fearsome opponents and figures who can help her in her search. Silex, I'm sure we all know about Silex. I won't go into that. Ias Raxus, I probably butchered that. I do apologize. An immense creature with organic body and metallic components, serves as the guardian of the depths of Viros and can be both enemy and ally depending on the player's action. So two things. Number one, there's a depth that we might be able to explore. Hello, Tears of the Kingdom, how are you? And then number two, our actions depend if this enemy will attack us or not. That's a very cool and interesting mechanic that I really hope they play with a lot in this game. Lamorne, her past is wrapped in secrets and she seems to know details about the origin of Samus's psychic power, but is not yet known whether or not she is an ally of hers. So this is the picture of her. We've seen this in the sense of we have seen a little bit of her in the game, but this picture is more of a detailed picture. So that is pretty cool to see. Who is Silex really? Silex is presented as the mirror of Samus, an entity that has the same psychic power but uses it aggressively. They say it emerged from an old Federation experiment, a failed attempt to replicate the hunter skill. So I assume Silex was a failed experiment that they were going to basically want to clone Samus, but it kind of just went south. The confrontation between Samus and Silex will be one of the central points of the narrative. The border between the ally and the enemy will be blurred. After all, what defines human mind when it exceeds its own limits? So So much Metroid Prime 4 news. I'm telling you guys, hop on board for the train. The hype train has started. This is crazy. Let me know down below what you think about all the Metroid Prime 4 news. I would love to know what you think. You excited? Has this moved the needle for you? Are you new to the Metroid Prime series? I would love to know everything. Well, guys and girls, that's the video for today. Again, a lot of news, a lot of information, so much to go over, to comb over, so many things to analyze, teaser trailers. There is so much that I'm sure more news came out as I was making this. So if you see anything, drop it in the comments and I will go over it. But that's all for today. I appreciate your time. Let me know what you think about everything, all the news, Elden Ring, Star Wars, Fallout, Metroid Prime 4. Like, there's so much. I'd love to know what you think, the bad, the good, the ugly. I'll catch y'all soon. Take care.